Welcome back to another day of I don't know what the hell I'm doing, where we're trying to fix our camper. When I dropped off the last time, I realized I had maybe a slight issue here on the back corner at the bottom. I ended up coming through, one, did a little bit of brainstorming, two, I matched up the original piece that I cut off, matched it up exactly to where it was cut out from, and it's the exact same. So I pretty much deduced that they just didn't match left to right perfectly well. So I think I've got a game plan. You'll notice on this side, there's actually a strip of plywood. It's like 1/10 of an inch thick that runs flat in this plane and it curves around. So obviously I'm gonna have to do that here, and this is what it looks like. So that's gonna be on this outside surface. So then when it's finished, you won't actually see the end grain, you'll see the face grain of this plywood. So down here at the bottom, that's pretty much going to take up the gap that we have here. So I think my plan is to bring the trim all the way down, and then I'll make a notch out for where this surface is, and then glue it into place. And I might have a little bit of fine sanding to do here to make it all flush. But for right now, that's the best plan I've come up with. Also, since I videoed last, went ahead and got a couple pieces of wood cut. So we have got the piece, the frame piece that's going to go here. And then there's a vertical piece that runs along where that seam is going to be. And then another one that runs along where that seam is going to be. So I've got all that prepared and ready. Again, this is just clamped into place for right now. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on the back face of that, run our pocket screws in. Then that piece is going to be locked in. Then we'll get these trim pieces or frame pieces put in. And then I also have our new external piece that's going to get all flushed up with the outside of this skin. Bada bing, bada boom. We are on our way. So let's hit it. So if you remember also, I know that the piece of plywood I put in here was just a little bit thicker than the existing plywood. So this ring frame piece and the three pieces that I have here, as well as the bottom one, I actually planed down just a hair where they overlap onto the new wood. So that way everything will still sit nice and flush. Ended up having to put this little wedge in here and it's sticking proud, so we'll plane that down. There we go. That should be good. I'm gonna let this glue dry for a little bit before I undo those clamps. It's probably not gonna go anywhere, but I wanna make sure that those are clamped together for probably a good 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna fit up those pieces of foam that go in here, the ones that I popped out, because they're still good to go. And by the time I get done with that and a couple other little cleanup items, should be good to pop these clamps off and test fit the outer piece and see how we did. But so far, knock on wood, I think it's all coming together pretty good. Time will tell. All right, it's been a good hour or so. So we can pop all these clamps off. Good deal. Some of this glue scraped off while it's still easy. Cool. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how this looks. I think I'll end up doing both glue and pocket hole screws, but that'll get sucked down. Boom. I'll probably end up doing just like a final sand along here. You can see I've got some wood putty drying in some of these divots where because I template routed based off of the original piece, they were kind of rotted, so it wasn't perfect. So I'm filling in some of these spots, and then I'll sand this so we've got a nice smooth surface to then come and attach our banding to like this, and that's going to wrap around. Good deal. I'm pretty happy with that. Certainly could have gone a lot worse. I think this is where I'm probably going to wrap it up for the night. As always, appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one.